Well, I grew up with Katrina. Now, Katrina's obviously speaks for herself. She's the best WPH player that there ever was. You know, she's got the record to say she is. But you know, just the dedication. You know, I was a dedicated kid growing up, but Katrina just had that killer instinct when she was younger. You know, she not win at all costs, but definitely like she was tenacious. You know, just a great competitor, and would always be trying to just improve her game in some aspect, and would always be open, you know, for advice. She mightn't like your advice, but she would be open, and then she would try and do better things. And you know, any time I've ever seen her come up against great competition, or you know, when someone was coming close, she would always try and push the next time she'd met. She'd never like fall away. You know, she'd always come around again and be stronger, and you know, just try and be a better player. You know, so that's what I really admired about Katrina, is she's always coming back stronger. You know, she's got everything you could possibly want as a handball player. She plays the game the right way. But you know, that's just taking Katrina. I mean, the girls have come on an awful lot. You know, you see like the strength of some of them girls. Like you see Sienna here this weekend, and then Martina. You know, they had beautiful strength, so you know, I can admire them. And like Martina had such a great left hand that I admired. You know, it was so smooth. It was like just so crisp, and it was amazing to watch. And then the Sienna's the same. She's just got that raw power that you know you really admire, because you know, you don't see that in a lot of their field. It's just like, wow, you know, it's kind of a very overwhelming power to have in the ladies' field. So you know, just between them three players, you know, I admire a lot about other women's, but you know, just they're the three main characters you're seeing, and for good reason, because they have all these great attributes that everyone loves to watch.
I've always been a big fan of handball in general. I used to like stay around the courts all the time, watch all the matches, so now that can be a bit tiring, so I pick and choose a bit more now, but maybe like Daniel Cordova. I like his style of play. It's really different, and like how he puts such hop on the ball with his serves. Like he always gives it 100% effort as well, and leaves everything out there, like by making diving retrievals, and yeah, very exciting player to watch. And then I think this year in particular, we're really seeing like the next generation coming on as well. So like it's great to see Mark Doyle from Ireland making great strides, and like Ivan and Ray, so they're really like pushing on now, and it's great to see.
I mean, yeah, I'd have to go with Katrina. She's such a powerhouse, like just super consistent, no matter where she's playing, you know, or what ball she's playing, with the Irish ball, or she gets everything back and then takes care of her opponent's mistakes. So it has to be her.
I think the two people who would stand out for me, and I've watched them like all throughout my career in Ireland as well, is Killian Carroll and Martin Mulcairns. At the moment, like Martin is having an incredible run, and this season has been really good for him. And like I think Killian is really fun to watch, because he's just everywhere all the time. So it's always like exciting to watch Killian playing as well. So those would be the two that, you know, I'd make sure to see their games if I can.
You know, Katrina is someone I know a long time, but I think Sienna is someone that stands out for me over the last 12 months as well, to win her first Irish National Championship in 2023 against Katrina, and to see herself and Niamh Heffernan and other, you know, their county mates of mine from Galway in Ireland. So, you know, to see them winning the national doubles title for the first time this year. So, you know, Sienna is involved in both of those first results for our county. And, you know, I've grown up with Katrina, Martina, you know, and Sienna, but you know, Sienna lives in my village now, and always lived only 20 minutes away, and I think that was just fantastic to see. And I think what I admire most about her is the, you know, keep coming back, and I really think that she has a great influence now on the game as well, in terms of, I think, the psychology, you know, her degree and her major and background, and that she's been able to hone that skill, and that she's very mentally strong. And I think that's something we can all learn from, and to see how she keeps coming back to play people like Martina and Katrina who've been so dominant, but that she always has that positive mental attitude. Win or lose, you know, there's learning in there, and I think she's really showed everybody what's possible if you put your mind to it.
From what I've seen, Martina, Katrina, and Sienna, they're fun to watch. You know, Katrina's very intelligent, so she's a little like slower pace and stuff, kind of like Chapman, you know. And she just pushes everybody around. And Martina and Sienna are the opposite. You know, they're like just swinging hard and like rollouts and like good, like hard swing stuff like that. So I think those matches are fun. Martina versus Katrina is always a good one.
I admire Danielle Daxbakis' game. I know she doesn't play on the tour that much, but she really is an all-around international handball superstar. She's playing on a European pro front ball tour. She plays big ball, 3-wall. She plays small ball, everything, big ball, everything. And she's so good at all of them. I can remember watching her at my tournament, the RFC, a few years ago, and she played big ball, 1-wall, and I was amazed at how good she was. I mean, just phenomenal. And she's the same way in every code that she plays. And you know, we don't really hear a lot about what she's doing in Europe, but I know she's one of the top players on that tour as well. But just watching her, I watched her in Juarez, and I was so impressed with her game. She's left-handed, so immediately I'm kind of seeing the similarities, or some similarities to what I do, but just such great power and such great whip and snap on the ball. And she's an exciting player to watch because she has that power, but she's got a lot of variety too, and she's got kind of a hybrid style where she can incorporate shots that she hits from 1-wall and 3-wall, even with the big ball, and use them in 4-wall with the small ball. So she's an exciting player to watch. I'd like to see her dedicate herself more to 4-wall because I think she would be a top 3 player on the women's race for 8. But she's also, like I said, playing on a lot of different tours and a lot of codes. So she plays when she can, but to me, she's someone I really enjoy watching.
Who impressed me the most recently, and I think it's because I'm like just seeing all these new faces as well, compared to like older faces, that young kid, Ray Yer. Yeah, so like, just like that kid is just a machine. Like the way he just comes out there and like if he's on, like he's not losing anything. Like his serves are just killing against the wall, like they're ungettable. Things that you think you're hitting against him, he's there, he's picking it up, he's re-rolling it out. And then you just see this other side where it's just like everything just turned off and it's just like, what happened? Like, how are you like the precision? Like it's just he's trying to figure out, I guess, where he finally can meet it. But if he can kind of figure it out where it's up here and like just keep that same momentum going, where he just like it just clicks, that would be like, yeah, that would be somebody I'd watch out for. Like just like wow, like he's just gonna change the game. And like and you see like the older players where it's like Sean Lenning and Paul Brady and like Nadi and everybody in the past, and then you see like this Irish kind of take over more and more, and then you see a lot of the Cordova brothers where they're now neck and neck, and Leo and all these guys, and then now you have like the younger ones too who are finally coming up, and then right now, so I think the one that I'm like most entertained or most intrigued by is that kid Ray.
Some of the things that makes Katrina the greatest of all time for women's handball, I think, is her consistency. She's able to kill from like almost anywhere. She doesn't miss a lot. She can shoot from deep court. She can paddle you, hit ceiling shots, doesn't get tired. And one of the things that makes her game really interesting is that she always keeps her hands up, so she's always prepared for like the next shot, whereas people are still trying to get there, but she's like one step ahead of every women's player and stuff. So I think that's part of the reason why she's been dominant all these years.
I'll pick Michaela just because she played my brother recently too, so I got to see like her play a full match. And just her grittiness, man, like she was down I think both games and she came back and like made it really close, and she just like hustles nonstop hustle, and just makes it really tough on her opponent to be able to score points on her. So man, she's gritty.
Okay, well I would have to say my husband, Sam. I mean, he just loves handball so much, like he's so inspiring, not even on the court, but just his love for the game outside of handball. He's played since he was 12, and he's gotten a lot of his friends to play. He really helped with the Missouri State program to continue to grow it. And obviously he's working for USHA now and working with WPH to continue growing the game. It's just so cool to see his love for the game, and then in the court as well. He works so hard. He drills frequently every week, and he just loves handball so much. And I always joke with him that he is like the most non-athletic person I've ever seen, because like handball is the only thing that motivates him. Working out outside of handball, it's like, but like handball, it's like, oh yeah, I'll do that if it's gonna help me improve in handball. And so yeah, he's truly inspiring, and I'm lucky to have him as my husband.
I mean, I'll play it safe and go with my wife. I think she's been awesome. She didn't learn the game till college, which I think always puts you at a disadvantage. And now she's been playing probably close to 10 years, so she's had time. But before we moved out to Tucson, she would get her butt kicked by a lot of these girls. But she's worked really hard, and I think she's worked her way up to like #2 right now on the Pro Tour. And I know that's with some of the Irish not making all the tournaments, which help, but I think it's a really cool accomplishment for someone who started in college and I think really just worked hard to get where she is. Good coaching, maybe.